Khuddaka Nikāya, the Minor Collection Discourses, Sutta Nipāta, Sutta number 4.12, Cūḻabyūha Sutta, shorter discourse on getting ready for battle. There are those who hold on to their individual opinions and views, the so-called experts who continue disputing contentiously, as they exclaim, "Whoever sees and understands the Dhamma as we do, then they must truly know the Dhamma. But whoever does not agree with us, then they don't know what they are talking about." In this manner, they go on disputing, arguing, battling, while calling the other a mere fool and without any experience. And in such hubbub, how can one find out as to who is speaking the truth? For each one calls himself an expert. If the mere fact that someone does not agree with another's view makes them a fool and intellectually inferior, lacking any wisdom, then all of them are indeed fools collectively, for they each are stuck in their own views, unable to see beyond them. But with the wise, who have purified themselves through right view, dwelling with wisdom in the heart that is pure, considerate, and wholesome in behavior, none could be found among them to be inferior in any way, for they are freed from the pangs of ignorance, now gone beyond all manner of disputing, having seen through and recognized the true nature of things. I do not consider it accurate when people call each other fools, for each has convinced themselves that the view they hold must be true and unmistakable. Hence, their insistence that the other is no more than a fool. While some declare their teaching to be correct and true, they turn and call the teachings of others to be no more than empty and not true. They go on disputing and fighting with each other. But why can't recluses all come to an agreement about what is the truth? For there is only one truth and not another, understanding which no sane or intelligent person would continue arguing. Yet recluses keep weaving for themselves new truths, and as a result, not a single one of them agrees on the same thing. Why do these people claiming themselves experts go on proclaiming different truths? Do they really believe there are multiple truths, or are those simply fabricated by their own reasoning? No, there are no multiple truths to speak of. There are only mistaken conclusions, which are the results of wrong reasonings that stem from the conviction that there is permanence. Relying on their views, they speak of this being true and the other a lie. Other than this, there are no truths to speak of. Whether debating over what is seen, heard, experienced, the training rules or precepts, they keep judging and scoffing at others, while labeling them fools and mere amateurs. Meanwhile, whatever reasons they are using to label the other a fool or an amateur, for the same exact reasons they are calling themselves experts. Therefore, despite the fact that he uses the same reasoning as the other, yet he despises the other, while hypocritically distinguishing himself as an expert. Intoxicated by conceit, and never lacking in matchless words about himself, he crowns himself as perfect and exceptional, at least in his mind, a conviction he continues holding on to, which he uses to look down upon everyone else. Meanwhile, those opposing his position and views, who in turn regard him as inferior, will automatically be regarded by him as lacking in wisdom, compared to him, of course. But if others look upon him with respect and consider him as truly exceptional, surely then it would be difficult for anyone to call the other a fool or inferior. Those who are unable to see the truth in this cannot be called pure, for they will go on missing the opportunity to go beyond their sectarian thinking. Therefore, blinded from seeing the Dhamma, as a result of latching on greedily to their views and opinions. Skeptics, entangled in their own views, passionately exclaim how purity can only be found within their own teachings, whereas no purity could ever be found or taught in the teachings of others. Thus, they lock themselves in the world of stagnant views and blind beliefs, journeying aimlessly on never-ending paths where no growth in wisdom or spiritual growth could ever take place. If one's own views on the spiritual path are thus greedily and passionately adhered to, then why should one be calling anyone else a fool? For he himself, through his rigidity and closed-mindedness, would not be behaving any better than those whom he criticizes, hence proving himself to be none other than yet another fool. Standing to distinguish himself from others, proud and conceited, with judgment for others, comparing himself to them, he soon finds himself caught in dispute after dispute. But the one who has given up judging has already put an end to all battling and quarreling. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.